Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys today? Good morning to everybody, all the viewers out there. Thank you so much for viewing these videos we're doing on health and how you regenerate tissue. How do you rebuild tissue in the body? You know, getting away from that treatment-based consciousness, and getting into the health and vitality of cells. And of course, we work with the two fluids that handle the health of those cells. I have got so much to go through today, so forgive me. I'm just going to tear into this. I'm not sure where we are. I think we're one video behind only. I apologize for the video that I had to do yesterday, but some people make say things, and sometimes I try not to get a little unrattled, but I see so much pain and suffering. I see what is going on in the allopathic field that is just unbelievable. We've tried a whole lifetime of giving. We live from week to week here. And yet you have people that are just like that one guy that, that doesn't understand karma, doesn't understand. I understand that. And that's, I think in today's time, Christianity and all the religions need to focus in on you reap what you sow, cause and effect. Call it whatever word you want. But if religions had taught that more, I think you would have a lot less people hurting people because they know they're going to get it back. You think you get away with something from the law, but when you hurt another person, it's just a universal law. I mean, it's not like a big deal to understand that. And I think it's a good law because it keeps one in balance and check, because in these material worlds, soul can go crazy, and you see some that do. And so it's all karma. It's all cause and effect here. It's in physics we understand that. We understand that in all religions. So anyway, I appreciate you all there, and I know most of you really have a great spiritual insight, and I'm happy about that sort of thing. When I talk about my formulas, again, I don't care if you use anybody's herbal formulas. I mean, I've taught classes in spirituality and health for almost 45 years. And I've always taught botanicals. And so I highly recommend one go to some of these schools. I mean, they're not expensive. Canada has some of the best herbal schools on the planet, tough ones. You've got Emerson, you've got Dominion. Those are two really good herbal schools. And then you've just got a lot of good herbal schools around the world. I think Christopher's is a good herbal school, and you get to go on an herb walk there. So I think there's a lot of good herbal schools, and then you just play with herbs. Look at the herbs I use in my formulas. I have had people start to make their own formulas, but I do consider my formulas to being one of the best in the world, and I think the way I put herbs together is unique. I know Richard Schultz makes those claims too, but if you look at his formulas, they're Dr. Christopher's formulas, and those, Dr. Christopher, I respected the guy. These are people that paved the way. But at each generation, I expect to do better, and I expect you guys to do better than me. Really, because that's the whole concept of growth of consciousness. And so. But I do recommend using herbs and herbal formulas. If they're mine, I'm happy, because I know what you're going to get from them. I know the power that they have on you because I've used them for so many years. My focus has always been the health and wellness of each individual that comes to me, and nothing more than that. So thank you all again, and let's go through these because I have a stack. And you guys are keeping me hopping, I imagine there'll be someday I won't be able to get to them all, but for now, this will give us a lot of videos and an archive so you guys can use them. I know tomorrow I meet with a neurologist. He wants to open up a healing school in Sarasota, I guess, or a healing clinic, so we'll see how that goes and what he wants. I'm still working with this project that I mentioned a little bit here. These are big projects, and I really would like to see us all change the scope of the planet. So we could have healing centers around the world. I talked to Bulgaria yesterday. I've been approached by a Bulgarian physician wanting a healing center there at this level of thinking. So Romania particularly as well. So we are trying to infiltrate the world and change the consciousness, and then we don't hurt people. We'll start helping people, and it'll lift the planet up, because when you feel good, you start to have more love for each other. And I think that's the point. When you get away from the aggressive meat so much, and you get into these higher levels of foods, vibrationally speaking, it lifts your consciousness up, and then you move out of opinions and slamming others and stuff like this into love and respect. Centron, yes, my friend. Let me see here. Now, this lady was telling me Balance Beauty Blog. I love some of these names you guys come up with here. I'm talking about this lady that did raw, and then she went full-blown carnivore, meat at every meal, because she felt she had a B12 deficiency. This is kind of strange stuff to me too, that people would do that, because when you eat a diet of raw fruits and vegetables and you go back to being a carnivore, I'm going to tell you, you can feel the difference. There's no one that does not feel the difference. And if you do meat every day, you're going to really lose your kidneys and bladder, and perhaps your colon too. So you would not want to do that. If people want to eat dead animals, then do it once or twice a week. Don't overdo dead tissue. It's just dead tissue and stagnant blood, and everything putrefies, like someone was mentioning, and then you're eating basically putrefaction. But if we put spices on it and stuff, I guess it tastes pretty good for some people. Oh, nasty. Lion Man, beaming super love to you. Listen, I'm beaming super love to you too, man. You're such a great guy. Your comments are just incredible. I just love you all. Your comments are just incredible. The masters, there's so many masters working with each of you guys. Maybe you don't feel them and maybe you don't see them, but they're there. There's a lot of spiritual beings working with everybody right now. And so keep your eyes open, your inner eyes, and you might see some interesting help there for you guys. So it's great stuff. Let me see. Now, oh, this is about the man from India, and I addressed that before, Vikarma, or Vikarma. Yeah, there's nothing like India, in my opinion. I think it's just such a beautiful, I love Indian people, just beautiful. I don't know too much to say about it. It's like Mexico. Mexico has so many colors and beauty, and a lot of the southern countries do, and when you come into the States, everything is gray, black, dark, and it's like, bring on the colors, man. I just love, one day I was realizing that men really don't dream so much in colors. Women are always looking at colors and things like that. Males just get up. There's times I found myself at Home Depot and said, oh, I forgot to comb my hair. You just don't, men are like external. Women are more internal. So I was thinking about that. Men doesn't dream in colors. I started looking more at colors. And that night I was working with a master, and he pulled me out of my body and took me to a place in the astral world that the trees were like jewels. And the flowers and the plants were emanating colors and was vibrating. And it was just like a jeweled landscape. And I was moving over the meadows with my spiritual mentor at the time. And it was just like, it was unreal. It was like ecstasy, and I've always seen color in all levels from then on. It was amazing, So it's just that sort of thing with this beautiful thing with the India and your thing here. I just love to that. Just beautiful stuff. Just really beautiful stuff, guys. Keep it going. Tao Te Ching. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'll tell you, there's so many great spiritual beings out there. It's not even funny. We've talked about that. This is from a 46-year-old female. She's got polycystic ovarian syndrome. Means she has a lot of cysts. Poly means many. So she has a lot of cysts on the ovaries. You see that in the bladder and kidneys, and you see it all through the body now. And and these aren't, amazing to me that medical doctors still are trapped in this illusionary concept of syndromes and diseases and stuff like this, because this is simply your lymph system not moving, honey, through those kidneys. And that's real important you deal with that, because this is interstitial fluids that these cysts are full of, and those are predominantly acids. So then you break down the cells eventually, and then you have ovarian cancer or something. So you really want to get that out of there. She also has hypothyroidism. When you have a gland not working, or that is hypo, meaning underactive, you really want to get into the glandulars. This is the benefit of those glandulars without the harm it's in the process of what, man, for those people that eat meat, well, then we're going to take advantage of the glands of the cow so they're not thrown away. So, you can look at it many different ways, I guess. But anyway, when you're that low, use a glandular for the thyroid, and we have several, but use a glandular for the thyroid to bring the whole thyroid up, because the thyroid doesn't just produce T4, it produces calcitonin. So the thyroid has to be, the function has to be increased, the cell's function. This is about the cell and the health of a cell. So when you say thyroid, what's the thyroid gland? Bunch of cells. No matter what that cell does specifically, no matter what it produces, just think the cell, the health of the cell. What does the cell need to be healthy? The same thing a little baby does. It needs to be fed, so we can argue nutrition, okay? But then it needs to be cleaned. You got to clean those diapers or you start burning the baby's little bottom. And this is exactly what you have to do at the cellular level. And when you do that, now you can return the health of the cell, because when you're adding nutrition, you're adding so much, especially with the raw foods. It's not just nutrition, it's magnetic consciousness, it's magnetic intelligence, it's energy, and that, of course, wakens up things. If I suck energy out of you, it'll weaken you. When people come in here that's full of cancers, they've been ravaged with chemo and radiation, they can hardly lift their head up, what would happen if I took more energy away from them? That's correct. They'd be taking another trip out of the body. Soul couldn't stay in the body. But if I empower those cells with energy, it's going to wake that body right up, and then soul can stay in it. So this is all about energetics as much as it is about nutrition. Maybe even more so for those that are in the energetic fields. You're thinking beyond nutrition, which is where I think. I think in consciousness and energetics. But for those that need to know more about more mundane levels, then we're down into chemistry. Okay, and we can argue that all day long, but really use nature as your laboratory or your barometer, because nature shows us just how all the other creatures are surviving. And they don't, all these laws of nature just doesn't fit in what you hear most people talk about, like high proteins, complete proteins, all this crap like that. You don't see that in nature. And when you do, like in the cat family, now you have low endurance, you sleep all the time, you stink, you got all these problems. So anyway, get on those kidneys, sweetheart. Take a glandular, pop up that parathyroid. Now, if you look through your case too much, you might find some pituitary here. So my journey to raw,